Hi parents! As a mom of two little girls, I know how stressful it can be to find safe and quality childcare. There are so many online sites and apps available that make it easier to find sitters, but you should always use extreme caution when finding a nanny or sitter without the expertise or resources that your local agency can offer. But if you do decide to find a sitter on your own, either through referrals from friends or with an online database, here are some safety tips that can help keep you and your kids safe. Number 1, understand that online nanny finder sites and apps are not the same as a local brick and mortar agency. Anyone can create an online profile. Oftentimes, candidates who respond to our posted positions disappear when they find out we're an agency. Why is this? Because the bad apples like flying under the radar, and an online site is a place where they know they will not encounter as much scrutiny. So if you do decide to use online sites, understand that they are not agencies. The vast majority of the time, the website has not personally met the nanny or sitter behind the screen or vetted the nanny thoroughly. So be sure to do your own extensive screening process before hiring a candidate you found online. If you're using an app or online service that says their sitters are safety screened, ask for their list of vetting processes or requirements for hire. Keep in mind too that many online background checks only scratch the surface and simply give you a false sense of security. A licensed private detective, on the other hand, which is what our agency uses, can give you a thorough, in-depth analysis on a nanny or sitter you are considering for hire. Private detectives have access to additional databases that online sites do not, and can also identify inconsistencies and misrepresentations in information. Number 2, background checks are only one piece of the screening process. Our agency has a meticulous 21-point screening process that every candidate must pass in order to be hired by our agency, and we consider every single one of those steps crucial elements to ensure the safety of our families. You should ask for documentation that proves the candidate is legally able to work in the U.S. You should verify each candidate's education and experience. You should do multiple reference calls and talk to families that the sitter has worked for in the past. And you should also consider drug testing the nanny or sitter before offering him or her the position. An in-person interview is also a must. Be sure to ask open-ended questions that require more than a yes or no answer. So for example, rather than saying, "Do you like to read to children?" you could ask, "Tell me your favorite children's books and why you enjoy them." The second question will tell you a lot more about a person than the first. Number 3, just because someone you know and trust referred someone doesn't make that sitter safe. People commonly refer nannies and sitters who go from one family to the next, but no one has ever taken the time to dig deep into screening the candidate. So you should still carefully vet each candidate you are considering, even if he or she was given raving reviews by someone you know. By the way, any nanny worth having is one that will be happy to undergo a hefty vetting process. When a nanny or sitter you are considering is uncomfortable or impatient with this, consider it a major red flag. Number 4, honesty really matters. If a sitter or nanny can lie about the small stuff, they can lie about the big stuff. While it might not seem like a big deal when your nanny fibs about her age or exaggerates her experience or says she's fed and watered the dog when she really forgot to, this is not something that should be taken lightly. You should consider what other untruths you've been told and how this could affect the quality of care your family is receiving. And finally, number 5, even after you've hired the sitter, you should take the time to occasionally observe her in action. Tragedies can happen when you become too complacent or comfortable. You should never let your guard down or ignore warning signs that an individual is unsafe. Some families install nanny cams, which are perfectly legal in all states, and this is a great way to peek in throughout the day to make sure that your sitter is providing quality and safe care for your little ones. You may also want to consider stopping by without notice during the day so you can get a feel for the care your nanny or sitter is providing without giving her the opportunity to prepare for your presence. We also recommend working alongside your nanny if at all possible, certainly in a working interview type setting before he or she is hired, and then occasionally thereafter. This will give you great insight into her care style, her patience level, her knowledge of child care and development, and how happy and comfortable your kids feel around her. Whether you need a full-time nanny, a part-time babysitter, or just an emergency backup childcare solution for those times when you're in a bind, we have the best nannies and sitters all in one place that can provide care you can trust when you need it the most, 24/7, 365 days a year, even at a moment's notice. Our agency has a DIY screening and consulting program for families that want to find a nanny on their own, but still want to use our robust screening tools. You can visit our website to learn more about all the screening tools available at trustingconnections.com.